blast of light and then a sonic boom tonight. New videos continue to pour in from the moment the meteor exploded over Russia.
That's right. Images and the sounds are jaw-dropping tonight, like people across the globe. Well, scientists are actually fascinated by this cosmic event as well. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash got together with Juan, and she has the scoop today.
Yeah, it's just an amazing video.
Like so many of us, Eric Bell is riveted by what he sees as he watches a meteor explode over the skies of Russia. It happened so fast.
It would be going from Detroit to Ann Arbor in 2 or 3 seconds.
That's how fast it was.
It was going fast.
Bell is an astronomer who teaches at the University of Michigan and says meteors explode all the time, but on a much smaller scale.
Something of this size happens every year to decade or so, but this is the first time that such an event has happened over a reasonably populated area. That's the part that makes this really remarkable. Usually it happens in the middle of nowhere.
Hundreds of people were injured, mostly by shattering glass. Bell says the explosion itself wasn't to blame for that.
This is the shock wave, but then when it hits the ground, it's like a tremendous sonic boom. And so it's the shock wave that's doing all this damage.
So how does something like this happen?
So when there's a collision between 2 objects, then there's stuff that's sent out, debris that's sent out, and each of those has its own path around the sun. And so some of those paths intersect ours, and we don't know how long this particular body, as you know, just a rock by itself, has been going around the sun, but it's been going around probably a long time, and then just finally manages to hit the Earth. It's actually kind of remarkable when you think about it.
Bell says current technology wouldn't have been able to track this and warn people in time. He says what looks like a scene out of a movie is more like a wake-up call on the relevance of improving tracking technology.
There are larger things out there, and this kind of thing, as much damage as it did, if it was a factor of 10 larger, then there wouldn't be a city left.
In Ann Arbor, Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.
Wow.
That is eye-opening to hear.
Wouldn't
that,
be a
isn't
city
it?
left. And they talk about if that happened in a very populated area, of course, many more injuries and a lot more damage, of course.
Right. And if it gets just a little bit bigger, the energy just goes way up. That was about 50 feet. And if you get to 150 feet, which is the other one they've been tracking, that was a near miss, it's not a linear thing. The energy levels and the impact, well, as he said, a little bit bigger, it would demolish a whole city. So it's a tremendous change.
Okay, so the sound, it wasn't a sonic boom. It wasn't going faster than the sound
The explosion
barrier. What was
and
the
the
boom?
damage is from the shock wave. The meteorite comes into the atmosphere and it gets superheated. There's friction, you know, and the deeper we get in the atmosphere, the more friction there is, and so the more rubbing, the more heat. And that thing literally exploded just as it got toward the ground there, and some of it went into the ground,
so
some of it didn't.
It didn't break the sound barrier. It was just that thing.
Well, the explosion does, but the actual zip, yeah.
You know, it makes our local weather so much simpler.
I know.